Okay. Well, I managed to work however many hours I worked today, 6 to 9-ish. So whatever that came out to be. When I clocked out today, I had 30 hours for yesterday and today. And this is day 2 of a 5-day run. So we'll see how that goes. It's good money. And that's good because this is finally, I've determined this year is going to be the year that I pay everything off. Completely out of debt. I really think I can do it by August if I really try. And really try. But that's good. I'm going to get it done. And then I can start moving on to other things that are really important to me in life and not worry so much about this JOB, the joyless obligation box I'm currently attached to for money-making purposes. I don't mind hours. Hours are okay for right now. So, that's nice. Speaking of hours, I drove by Barnes & Noble tonight, and they had, in very large, illuminated signage on the front of their building, the hours of their store. I could see them from across their parking lot on the road that I drove past it on. Why do so many businesses put their hours in little, small print? So you pretty much have to get out of the car to go look at them on the windows. I tend to visit businesses in a lot of what you call fringe hours, maybe. Close to their closing times. And so, like a restaurant. If a restaurant closes at 9, I'm not going to go in there at 8:50 and sit down to order food. Because I just don't think that's right. I understand that technically if you show up at 8:58, they should take care of you and all that. But that doesn't mean you might have the right to, but that doesn't mean you should do that. It's an equally balance of common courtesy sort of thing. Anyways, I went by Jack in the Box tonight. Their hours are nowhere to be found unless you drive all the way through the drive-thru. I pull up to the drive-thru and there's a 10-second long automated message that says, "Hey, welcome to the Jack in the Box. Would you like to try our Jack whatever something combo? It's got a taco and a this and a this." I mean, it literally takes 10 seconds to listen to. So I said, no thanks. I think I just want this. Silence. Silence. Kind of look around. There appears to be no cars at this Jack in the Box. Not even employees' cars. So I pulled on through the drive-thru and it's all dark inside. But all their lights were on. The drive-thru machine talked to me like Wally the Moose. Anyways, hours. It's all related. So I read Conan O'Brien's open letter response thing to all this that's going on today, and I liked it. I agree with some of the stuff he said as far as they ought to give it a chance. I like Jay Leno. I think he's funny. I haven't seen him very often be funny on NBC in a late night type show. I don't know. I've just always been a big David Letterman fan, and I always had to choose between Dave and Leno. Even with TiVo, I could record them both. It wasn't worth my time usually, and I'm not saying that it's not even funny, it's just not my style of comedy. There's plenty of people that love Leno and hate Letterman, but I guess I'm just internally surly and whatnot to like Letterman. Anyways, I don't know what they ought to do. It's kind of weird to move it all back, and I like Jimmy Fallon. He's certainly getting better at being a host. I love the Roots being the band on Jimmy Fallon, and I hate to see that get kicked back, but I don't know. Maybe Conan and Jay could team up and do like a tag team thing, like Abbott and Costello or George Burns and Gracie Allen. They could just make not a sitcom, but just sort of a, hey, look who dropped by, and that wouldn't work. Anyways, today at work, I did a video conference with a bunch of locations, 10 total. And it was all sort of consumer level video conferencing software with just the sound cards that are built into laptops, and there was all sorts of issues yesterday setting it up. I kind of talked about that maybe just a little, I can't remember. It was crazy hectic, but today went fine. And all of the 10 locations from around the country where people from my company were operating kept in contact with each other on Yahoo Messenger. And it was very, very fun. It was basically like having comm on a local show, except everybody was everywhere. And, you know, we used it to be like, okay, that's hot. You're too hot there. Bring that level down. Oh, we don't have any audio. Oh, oops, forgot to unmute it, that kind of thing. However, there was a lot of space in between where we just got to know each other, and that was really enjoyable. It was just like comm in a regular show, just a little more spread out and sort of font text-based. But anyways, I had excitement at my Nashville location. We had a guy who was a lawyer here in town, I think, speaking. He looked like a gangster from the 20s. He had on a pinstripe suit. He had the little red handkerchief, probably about 60. He's talking, had a big, good for radio kind of voice. And all of a sudden, the projector, which is around this little conference table, on this little conference table where 4 or 5 people are sitting around it, makes sort of a loud crack popping sound. And I see smoke or dust or something emanating from it because the lamp is just blown. And this guy goes, "Oh my goodness, we've had an explosion here in Nashville. Something's exploded." At which point I jumped out of my seat and said, "No, it's okay. The projector lamp is just burned out, and give me a minute here and we'll get it all fixed up." And then he just went on with his speech. He never explained any of the other properties, what had exploded or what that even meant. And so I had all sorts of instant interesting replies when I got back to Messenger. But anyways, I had an LCD monitor that I was using as kind of a confidence monitor so I could see what was going out from the computer before the switcher. Picked it up, set it on the table, plugged it in. They were about 15 minutes away from lunch. One of the super awesome guys at work, Rich, ran me over a new projector, got it switched out. Nobody cared, it was all fine. I had an easy day, just a long one. But I got fed this time, and my clients were super great, and it was cool. That's about it. Gosh, I hope I didn't go over time. Anyways, thanks for watching. Love to hear from you all if you're watching. Rate, comment, subscribe. I enjoy the feedback.